Hello, my name is Mark Stewart. I'm the RSA Sales NetWitness Specialist for Southern California. And today I'd like to talk about RSA's NetWitness Evolve SIEM. Now, a question you might ask is, why an Evolve SIEM? SIEM has been around now for well over a decade. What about RSA and Evolve SIEM that's critical? Well, that's really what this presentation is all about. Because at the end of the day, if you read the Ponemon study that came out late last year in 2017, it's clear that something new has to be done. The study really talked about some of the severe breaches that are dramatically increasing on a regular basis. And also what's really important is that the dwell time, the amount of time that attackers are on corporate and government networks, has dramatically increased. The average dwell time now for most attacks is 160 days. And according to this independent study, if you can reduce that dwell time down to just less than 100, you can actually save almost $1 million per breach. So organizations are looking at new ways, new approaches to moving beyond the first generation SIEMs, and also, frankly, moving from more of a protection type of environment to more detection and response. So again, what are some of the issues people are faced with today? That includes, for example, alarm fatigue. Target had a SIEM, but they really couldn't understand the forest and the trees because there were so many alarms and alerts coming at them. So there was no actionable information for them to really understand what was going on. You also then look at what I call swivel chair analysis. Each SOC, many organizations have 5, 10, 15 different security products, each one with an analyst sitting there looking at multiple consoles, moving his chair and swiveling between these two, which increases the time to find issues, and also then is very expensive because these people cost quite a bit of money. Wouldn't it be great if you had the ability with an Evolve technology that lets you see information faster without having to go to different consoles, an end-to-end single console view of everything? The next piece is also then forensics data silos. So each of these different products has a different forensics view. So if you want to find out what happened, it will take you much longer to understand that, to learn about how to improve security in your organization, because each product has its own forensics. Wouldn't it be nice to be able to see end to end from a time an email came in to your organization until actually then the malware was discovered and remediated? To see that complete session, if you will, all in one place at one time. Also then, there's a whole range of fragmented workflow. Pieces and components are not tied together. There is no automation, and that lack of automation really makes the process of finding and detecting much more difficult. So organizations today are looking to move from a more protection type of technology with firewalls and other products. Because of the cloud, because of endpoint, because of IoT, that protection component is very difficult to really make work anymore. So more organizations are looking at finding ways to do detection and response, or mean time to detection, mean time to response. That really is the focus today, to move from 160 days of dwell time on a network below 100 if a breach occurs. So the real goal here is to move from months, weeks, days, down to hours and even minutes. The faster you can find something in your network, the cheaper that particular breach is going to be to the organization. So speed, visibility, actionable information are the critical components in today's security world and today's SOC. That's what the NetWitness Evolve SIEM is all about. So how do we do it? Well, we have a number of best-in-breed technologies that we offer. Can be purchased individually, can start with one component, and can work its way into a complete platform. We start with log technology. We then also have packet or deep network visibility technology, endpoint analysis, endpoint detection and response, and even NetFlow. These individual components are best of breed and really can do and provide its own capabilities. But what's unique about RSA is that we're the only vendor that takes these 4 different areas and gives you a single, very powerful, very easy to use, very graphical user interface. And because of this, now we're eliminating that whole need to swivel across multiple products. We're giving you information very quickly into a single UI. So now your analysts don't have to search all over the place. So that's number one, and that's critical. The next piece is that then when any information comes into RSA, any of our products, we then bring in threat intel directly into that information. As such, you have rich information that gives you contextual information based on the most up-to-date security issues. Now, you can react much quicker because you know this issue has a specific threat to it, and as such, your SOC, your IT teams can move much faster based on up-to-date information rather than giving you non-actionable info that is old. Also, we then take that and we give it to you based on business information. So we can link to your more important assets. So if something comes into a salesperson's laptop, well, that's important. We can deal with it later. But if it's a CEO's laptop or if it's the SAP server, those things need to have immediate action. And as such, we can link in that business context from our Archer product, if you'd like, or other type solutions like that, bring that information in, as we're also bringing in the threat intel. So in essence, we're giving you integral context, we're giving you threat intel that really helps with the visibility tied to then these different unique products that have their own set of very powerful visibility capabilities. The next piece that we also then do is we then take all that information and then give it to you in such a way that it automatically is timestamped, it is put into metadata fields, normalized. So this enables us to take very powerful correlation machine learning capabilities as well as user and entity behavior analytics to then give you actionable information. Some of our competitors in the marketplace don't automatically bring everything in and normalize it, don't automatically bring it in and enable you to have actionable information that's automatic. You as an analyst have to go and think of what should be normalized. The analyst of the SOC manager has to think about what pieces should be automatically brought to the table. With our system, we're bringing it in, we're normalizing it, we're infusing it with threat intel, and then we're enabling it with powerful analytics so that you can truly understand and give you actionable information. So now we're providing deep analysis beyond the visibility. The last piece then we do is we bring it in and we archive it depending on your requirements for whether you're PCI or some other compliance areas. You can store this data for a week, for 2 years, whatever your requirements might be. So you can then go back and do your forensics analysis after the fact. So again, all this is brought in with a set of very powerful rules and parsers that enables you to really truly get a great picture in your network. The last thing then is really our set of actions that's in the product. We have a whole range of capabilities, for example, incident management. So if you're dealing with fragmented workflow, you want to have the ability to really line these things up very quickly together to find the issue and then do the remediation. You want to also then have a whole set of orchestrated and automated responses, which are also part of this technology. You then want to have very rich and detailed investigation capabilities, as well as compliance reports, so you can go ahead and deal with your auditors, both internal and external. You then want to have the ability to find very detailed information on your endpoint. Endpoint is right now one of the most critical areas in security. So you want to be able to really look at deep forensics information on an endpoint. Our technology brings that all together into one console. The last piece that I talked about earlier is sort of session reconstruction. So if you want to go ahead and provide forensics information end to end on what occurred in your network from a time an email came in, from being clicked on by malware, from then the response remediation. How do you do that? Well, with our Evolve SIEM and our packet technology, you can reconstruct an entire session and be able to look at everything that occurred to provide reporting and forensics. That could take days, if not weeks, with a whole range of different independent products. So again, you want to use your resources wisely, effectively. You want to be able to provide speed and response to detect and respond. The last piece that really is critical is then we do this all with a set of services, incident response services, advanced cyber defense services, a whole range of capabilities, because this really is a people process type of issue. This is not just a technology issue. So again, I've reviewed the issues in terms of moving to detection and response, the obstacles that are being faced with, and then the Evolve SIEM of RSA and its real value. Ultimately, what RSA really delivers for our customers is speed. additional visibility so that they can move from 160 days in dwell time down to not just 100, but perhaps minutes to be able to find what's really happening in their environment. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you very much.